praise, glory, and honor to YAHAWAH Ba, YAHAWASHI, Wakakadash, double honor, say, teachers, and apostle of great no storm. Also to you brothers out there that put this truth faithfully, fearlessly, feeding the sheep, and you brothers and sisters doing it, Shalom. This is the book of Ezekiel 14 and 21, and it reads, For thus said the Lord God, how much more when I send my foresaw judgment upon Jerusalem, the sword, and the famine, and the noisome beast, and the pestilence, to cut off from it man and beast. Now today we're going to go into a 4-part series entitled Before the Fire, Part 1, Judgment by Beast. Now, as you just read in Ezekiel 14 and 21, the Lord YAHAWASHI is going to judge Israel with these 4 plagues, the sword, the famine, noisome beast, and the pestilence. And this includes Great Babylon, America. So all of you proud people that are here in Great Babylon, America, you're going to experience this also too, because guess what? The tribe of Israel, Yasharala, so-called blacks, Native Americans, and Latinos are here in Great Babylon, America. And this is going to befall here on this wicked kingdom. Now, as you can see here, I have a photo here, actually a photo of Great Babylon, America here. And what you see here, all the predators that are known native to this wicked kingdom. Okay, now when you look at the scorpions here, the scorpions of the desert, you can go into those arid regions in the west coast, okay, from Texas spanning all the way out to California. You've got the sharks, okay, that are basically on the west coast and also on the east coast here of Florida, and also the west coast of San Francisco down to San Diego. You have the chimeras, which I'm going to go into that later on in the scriptures, which talk about these special beasts that were created by the Lord YAHAWASHI, and the predatory birds, the mountain lions, the wolves, the bears, alligators, the rattlesnakes, which is indigenous here to Great Babylon, America. Not to mention the local dogs, the spiders, the hornets, rats, roaches, the ticks, and the cats. And we can see how all these play out. Okay, now let's go into the first book here. This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon 11, starting with verse 15. It reads, But for the foolish devices of their wickedness, wherewith being deceived they worship serpents void of reason and vile beasts, thou didst send a multitude of unreasonable beasts upon them for vengeance, that they might know that wherewith a man sinneth, by the same also shall he be punished. For thy almighty hand that made the world of matter without form wanted not me to send among them a multitude of beasts or fierce lions or unknown wild beasts full of rage, newly created, breathing out either a fiery vapor or a filthy scent of scattered smoke, or shooting horrible sparks out of their eyes, whereof not only the harm might dispatch them at once, but also the terrible sight utterly destroy them. Now, take a look at this picture here, the chimeras. Okay, now this is from you. If any of you remember the movie Clash of the Titans, you know, it had these chimeras that can breathe out, you know, a fiery vapor. Okay, they spew some type of like petrol fuel out of their mouth or one head, and then the other head ignited it. Okay, so when you look at what this described here, it says, which is verse 18 here from the Wisdom of Solomon from chapter 11, and it says, Or unknown wild beasts full of rage, newly created, breathing out either fire vapor or filthy scents of scattered smoke, or shooting terrible sparks out of their eyes. So this is something we have not seen yet, okay? And this is going to be plaguing this wicked kingdom, okay? Because the Lord has built these things. Now, is the Lord going to have these things already set up here in Great Babylon to come out at a specific time or specific day to bring terror upon the men and the women here and the children here in Great Babylon, America? Okay, we don't know. It could be from these labs that out in Coney Island or out in New York, you know, where Esau, you know, who knows what he's doing underneath there with these cross genetic breeding things that he's doing. You know, for, as we know, Esau is what? He's the sword on the left hand side of the Lord. So the Lord may be using Esau to actually create these beasts, okay, that's being released, okay, or can be released, you know, in the event of an earthquake or some type of event that takes place that causes these beasts to go out there. Okay, so we see that this judgment is coming out here. And now today, as I said, we're focusing on the beast here. Okay, the beast that's going to be tormenting Israel, Yasharala, so-called black, Native American, Latinos, those who are not part of the hopefully elect, who is going to be under the protection of the house of David, and these other wicked nations, these other 17 nations. Yes, you doggone Edomite, okay, and you other 16 nations that are here that have enjoyed, okay, all of the privileges and all the wickedness here of Great Babylon, America. Let's go into the book of Jeremiah 25. It's down with verse 31, and it reads, A noise shall come even to the ends of the earth. For the Lord YAHAWASHI had a controversy with the nations. What nations? all of these nations that have oppressed, okay, murder, rape, and kill, his people, okay, our so-called blacks, Native Americans, and Latinos, and the scatterbirds across across the earth, okay. But specifically here, we're talking about Great Babylon, America, okay, where we are right now currently, which is known as spiritual Sodom and Egypt. And he said, he will plead with all flesh. He will give them that are wicked to the sword, said the Lord. Thus said the Lord of hosts, behold, evil shall come forth from one nation to nation, and a great whirlwind shall be raised up from the coast of the earth. And the slain of the Lord, YAHAWAH Ba, should be at that day from one end of the earth even unto the other end of the earth. They shall not be lamented, neither gathered nor buried. They should be dung upon the ground. Now, you look at the last part of the way it says, nobody will be lamenting, meaning sorrowful or crying, and they will not be buried. Meaning what? There's going to be so much death. Now, it's a talk about this. This scripture goes into the entire earth because all these nations are going to be dealt with. Okay, but let's look here in Great Babylon, America. Now, when you take a look at these mountain lions, okay, people are going to do what? People are going to be fleeing into the mountains, and what's going to be waiting for them? These mountain lions. Okay. They're going to be waiting for them. So if there's going to be all these when these cities fall apart and there's seditions rising up, people trying to get out of these towns, they're trying to get out of these cities, and they're going to go backpacking or take their vehicles. The vehicles run out of gas on highways, so they go off into the forest, or they go into the woods or into the mountains. Guess what's waiting for them? These mountain lions. Okay, they're better known as cougar or jaguar here in North America. Wolves are these timber wolves are here. Okay. They're going to be ravenous, okay? What is Esau doing right now? Esau is killing a lot of the wildlife with what? All of his toxic sprays that he's spraying in there. So the normal prey for these predators are going to be, be getting less and less and less and less. Also, the Lord is going to be putting a spirit into these animals to do what? Okay, use them as a killing machine, okay? Because again, these animals are not going to question. They're not going to think about it. Their instinct is to do what? Survive and to eat. These bears, mainly the grizzly bears, is going to be a great concern. Okay, you look at the northern part of the United States is where these grizzlies tend to be inhabited. Okay, you go down south, you get the alligators that are down in the south from what, Alabama all the way down to Florida. Okay, and people going to be venturing out into those swamps. Okay, trying to find any kind of way to get away from the oppression that's going to be coming in these cities. Okay, as I just read in Jeremiah 25, down verse 31. Okay, the Lord is going to be putting terrible bloodshed all across this earth, but particularly here in Great Babylon, America. You get these rattlesnakes. Okay, now most of the people you see here, you see all these proud people in the bottom of this page. They don't know they don't even know what snake is poisonous or not. They don't care. They don't study it. And now Jake, this especially to Jake, who mostly live in the barrios and the ghettos, okay, in these doggone soft, milk-fed communities, okay, those who can afford it, okay, they don't know anything about this, nor do they even care, okay, because like the saying is, if you want to put knowledge inside, hide knowledge from a so-called nigger, just put it in the book, and that's basically what it is. These are all in the book, okay. So the rattlesnake, okay, you get the diamondback and you get the western diamondback, okay, rattlesnake, okay, you get the coral snake also too, but the rattlesnake is going to be the one that Jake have to be worried about, okay, because why? These ones are the most deadliest. Now let's take a look at these dogs. Okay, why are these dogs going to be dangerous? People say, well, we have dogs and pets. Why are these dogs going to be dangerous? When you look at dogs, okay, dog have a ravaging appetite. A little puppy can actually eat more than a full-grown man. Okay, now you get these dogs. There's not going to be any dog food. People are not going to be able to share their food with these dogs. So guess what? These dogs are going to start to get loose out there. These people are going to abandon their dogs. These dogs are going to become very feral. Okay, and then they're going to become getting in gangs and in packs. Remember, a dog is just basically like wolves, okay? So they hunt by instinct and everything like that. So they're going to get together, okay, and they can start attacking people. We've seen this out in the news right now with dogs attacking their owners, okay? So how much more is this going to be when the Lord put that spirit into these dogs, these domesticated dogs, to do what? Attack their owners and attack anybody they see. They're going to be traveling in packs, okay? And they can be breeding like crazy, okay? And these puppies are going to come up, they're going to be feral, okay? And they're going to have a taste for meat. We're talking about all the dead bodies in the street here. Let's go into the book of Isaiah, okay? It says, this is Isaiah 34:2. It says, come near, ye nations, to hear, and hearken, ye people. Let the earth hear, and all that therein, the world and all things that come forth out of it. For the indignation of the Lord YAHAWAH Ba is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies. He had utterly destroyed them. He had delivered them to the slaughter. The slain also shall be cast out, and a stink shall come up out of their carcasses, and the mountains shall be melted with their blood. Now this is talking about that nuclear fire that's going to be coming about, from these ICBMs that's going to be dropped, across these nations, and especially here in Great Babylon, America, because the next verse goes, and then all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll, and all their hosts shall fall down as the leaf falleth off from the vine, and as a falling fig from the fig tree. So that's talking about that blast, that initial mushroom cloud. You see it now. What we know that produce radiation. Okay. Now, remember, this is the first part I'm going into over four part here, because the sword is next. Okay. Now, the sword, okay, all of these are going to be going on simultaneously, but that sword, we're not putting people to death and people are laying out in the street, because it mentioned about down, people being as down. No one's cleaning up. You ever seen the garbage here in America? Take a look at what happens here. Okay. This is the garbage here in LA right now currently, and take a look at it. This place right now is still considered one of the wealthy nations, and it's right now have all of this dump. Now this is going to cause spiders, hornets. Okay, you got the biggest thing here that people are going to have to look at is going to be these rats. Okay, these rats. Okay, and what do rats breed? They breed diseases. We all know about the bubonic plague, or what they call the black plague. Okay, roaches. I'm going to be crawling over the dead bodies, over the carcasses, okay, crawling on what a little food that people have, okay. So with the rat, do you know that rat pee, okay, can really mess you up. There's not going to be hospitals to go to. See, Jake is not considering these things. Jake is not considering, okay, all of these things that's going to take place here when you talk about, the wild, your cat is going to suddenly become feral, okay, and become just as dangerous as those mountain lions, those cougars, okay, or those jaguars, okay. A cat can really mess you up. And their claws is not the fact that their claws is going to do a lot of damage. It's what's in their claws, okay? Because they're going to be walking over feces. They're going to be walking over bacteria, viruses, dead people, dead animals. These animals that you call pets are going to be eating the dead carcasses out there, because nobody's going to be out there picking it up. Take a look at LA. If nobody's out there picking up the garbage right now, and this place is still actually in operation, this place is still functioning. Imagine when all hell breaks loose, when the Lord bring out the judgments here, with the sword, the pestilence, okay, and the famine, and then the wild beasts, because the wild beast is going to come too, because they're going to be starving, okay? They're going to be coming from the wild to go take people. They're going to see people as food, okay? And these people are not considering, especially Jake is not considering. I put operation here. These operation are things that, the Lord is going to bring. People are going to be seeing ghosts for real. That's the reason why Esau is so obsessed with these ghosts and these demonic movies. Okay? Because why? Those things are written to come forth. People are going to see these things manifested. They're going to see dead people. Okay? They're going to see things that they've never seen before, what they call ghosts. Okay? You go into the water to go swim, or you go catch a fish. These sharks are going to be out there waiting for you. Why? Planes are going to be crashing into the ocean like that. Tons of bodies floating around. People are going to go in and try to commit suicide. People are going to get chased from these animals out to the ocean. Okay, guess what? So as the water become more bloody and infested, these sharks are going to swim right near the shore. Why? Because there's a food is right at the shore. Okay, so you're not going to escape. Okay. These predatory birds, they're going to be flying around to get you like that. And I put a whole host of them. You get the falcon, you get the eagle, you get the vultures, you get the night owl, the day owl. Okay. You got the you've got these seagulls. All of these are all predatory birds, man, and they're all going to be attacking kids, women, men. Okay, they're going to be fighting these dogs and cats for the remains on the ground. Okay, this is just the beast. Okay, and now we're not going to talk about the ultimate beast himself, which is man, okay, and a woman, okay? We're going to get into that when we talk about the sword, okay, and how people are going to be dealing with each other with the sword, okay, and famine, okay? Now, all of these are going to come in together, okay? The fourth judgment by the Lord is going to be coming together, because he talk about what? In Ezekiel 14 and 21, he talk about the noisome beast, the pestilence, the famine, and the sword. And today we're just going into the beast, okay? Because these are what you have to consider here, and these are the greatest threat here in Great Babylon, America, what you're looking at the screen here, okay? And these people you see here walking around proud have no clue. They don't train their kids to do anything, okay? These kids can't even pick up after themselves. These parents don't teach them about survival, okay? All they know how to do is play video games. And so this is going to catch the whole world, okay, and particularly here in Great Babylon off guard. And Jake, we have the least amount of resources, okay, to manage, because we have to go through Jacob's trouble. What is Jacob's trouble? That means we are going to be scattered out into those mountains and stuff like that. You don't know what a fox look like. You can't tell a fox from a wolf. You're in deep doo-doo. You can't tell a cat from a mountain lion. You're in deep doo-doo. And these predators that are out there, they stalk you. That's where they live. And we're going to be food for them if you're not in the house of David, okay? So you better hearken up, man. Because you so-called blacks, Native Americans, and Latinos are soft like kitten poop and you don't even know it. You don't understand that a little cat can take you out. A rat is going to take you out. Cockroach is going to take you out. Okay? Not to mention a hornet and the bees. You don't even know if you have allergies. If you have allergies towards those things, guess what? You're going to die from those things too. Esau is not going to serve you up. Okay? Those hospitals are going to be overrun with all these Edomites who are going to be there first. Okay? They get insurance and they also get the mark in their hand. Okay? At this time, all these nations are going to be, separate and fighting against each other. So guess who has the resources? Esau has the resources. We don't have our own hospital or an area, okay, where we can go treat our people. So guess what? You crap out of damn luck. And that's why the Lord has given that warning and sent us to give you this warning, because you doggone dumb niggas and spicks and wetbacks out there don't seem to understand what you're up against. And that's why I can't make this any more simple than this. Okay, that's why I put pictures there, because I know all the dumb niggas and dumb spicks and dumb wetbacks don't know how to doggone read. They don't want to listen. So here's a doggone picture here for you. I'm explaining it to you. These are going to kill you. These are the beasts that's going to kill you. All right. So I'm going to close out here. Stay tuned for part 2 here, which we're going to go into the sword. Okay, sword is going to be next. So I'd like to close out by giving all praise, glory, and honor to YAHAWAH Ba, YAHAWASHI Ba, Rakakadash, double honors to teachers, elders, and apostles of Great Millstone. Also to you brothers that did put no the truth, faithfully, fearlessly feeding the sheep. And also to you brothers and sisters that are tuning in. Shalom, Kwam Yasharala. Okay, this is no doggone joke. Wake the fuck up.